cognitive behavioral therapy. What is it? How does it work? And what are examples? This is what we're going to talk about in this video. In general, CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, is based on the assumption that yes, we have cognition, so some sort of thinking patterns, and those lead to some sort of feelings and emotions, which then leads to some sort of behavior. So if you want to change somebody's behavior, not only talk about the behavior level, but also about the underlying thinking patterns. Example, negative example. Once I was coaching a client of mine, and she said in some situations when she's stressed and tired, she becomes very annoying. Her behavior towards others is then really mean, and she wants to work on that. So I just talked with her about what she wants to do different the next time in the situation on a behavioral level. And afterwards I realized this was a totally wrong approach. I should have just talked with her about her thinking patterns, her attitude, being more compassionate with herself and others. And by being open to her in this way, in this regard, and changing her thinking patterns, she can actually change her behavior, or also some strategies that then helps her to behave more compassionate or deal with the situation much better. This would have been so much more effective. Another example would be somebody who is afraid of socializing because he has the underlying belief of I am a loser, I am bad at socializing, which is a self-fulfilling prophecy because this leads to actually behaving this way, right? This leads to feeling inferior, which leads to actually being shy in socializing situations. So what you could do here in a therapy session, but maybe also with yourself, is to sit down, write down this belief that you have, that you identified, sometimes it's very subtle, and come up with evidence that it is not like that. I myself, for example, I had this limiting belief of that I am shy. And I was sitting down, I was thinking about evidence that I'm not shy. And then I realized, wait, I have a YouTube channel. I gave a keynote in front of 200 people 2 weeks ago. What about this one girl I just randomly talked in a supermarket? She was so beautiful, and just talked to her in such a peaceful way. We had really a beautiful conversation 1 month ago. Those are all evidences or situations and circumstances in which I was not shy. So maybe I am not generally a shy person. And it seems very obvious, but sometimes those beliefs are very underlying. You don't really have them explicitly in your mind. And by identifying those beliefs and come up with evidence that it's not like that, it personally really helped me in next situations where I realized, wait, I'm not shy, it's true. And this helped me to behave in a much more confident way than later on, because I changed my beliefs, which changed my behavior. Cognitive behavioral therapy also takes a lot of the behaviorism and using practical strategies, not just sitting there talking about beliefs, but also using strategies. It might be when I'm very stressed at work, if this happens, I go out for a walk in nature because it calms me down, it helps me, and then I go back to work, and then I'm much more peaceful and I can work again very efficiently. Okay, so that's all about cognitive behavioral therapy. It is a therapy that has most clinical evidence that it actually works. You're actually challenging your thoughts and beliefs, which leads to changing your behavior and actually using practical strategies. You work out with this client, okay, what could we do in the next situation? How could we deal with this? What could we change here? And this really is a short-term therapy session, sometimes even just a few coaching sessions, which really helps the person in the long run. And the goal always of a CBT is to make the client independent of you as a therapist or as a coach. So after the session, after the multiple sessions, the client can really be independent and take some tools with them into their day-to-day life, which they can use to actually improve their lives. This is the CBT. I hope it helped you. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. I read all the questions, I answer all of them. Also, like this video, makes the video also more visible for others, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.